I never imagined that the hardest battle of my life would begin long after my wife walked out the door. My name is David, I'm 40 and 10 years ago, my wife Rachel left me to raise our baby alone. What followed was a decade of silence, struggle, and sacrifice. But now she's back, not for reconciliation but to fight me in court for custody and money. Rachel and I met in college. We were young, full of hope, and madly in love. Our daughter Lily was born 2 years after we married. At first, everything seemed perfect. But the pressures of parenthood and life pulled us apart. Rachel struggled with postpartum depression and slipped into a world I couldn't reach. One night, just months after Lily was born, Rachel packed a bag and left. No explanation, no goodbye, just a note saying she needed space. I was devastated but knew I had to be strong for Lily. Suddenly, I was a single father with no support, juggling work, sleepless nights, and a newborn's needs. The early years were the toughest. I learned to change diapers, cook meals, and soothe a crying baby, all while working double shifts. Friends and family admired my dedication, but no one understood the loneliness. Rachel's absence was a wound that never fully healed. I raised Lily with all the love and patience I had. We were a team, just the two of us against the world. Over time, I built a stable life for us. I worked hard, saved money, and made sure Lily never felt the absence of her mother. Then, out of nowhere, Rachel reappeared. 10 years later, she contacted me, not with apologies or explanations, but with lawyers and demands. She wanted custody, child support, and a say in Lily's life. I was shocked, hurt, and confused. After all these years of silence, why now? The courtroom battles began, dredging up old wounds and forcing me to relive the pain I had buried. Rachel painted me as an unfit father, questioning my decisions and dedication. But I stood my ground, knowing the truth. I was the only constant in Lily's life. The fight wasn't just about custody. It was about respect, recognition, and the meaning of family. I wanted what was best for Lily, even if it meant facing the woman who once abandoned her. As the court proceedings dragged on, memories flooded back. Those sleepless nights, the first steps Lily took without Rachel by her side, the school plays I attended alone. Every moment was a testament to the sacrifices I'd made. But the battle wasn't just emotional. It was exhausting, draining every ounce of energy and hope I had left. Rachel's lawyer argued that she had changed, that she was ready to be the mother Lily needed. She claimed she had her own struggles but was now in a better place, seeking a fresh start. Part of me wanted to believe her, to give her the chance she said she deserved. But years of abandonment left scars too deep to forget overnight. Lily, caught in the middle, didn't understand why her parents were fighting. She loved her mother, but also adored the father who had been her rock. I did my best to shield her from the conflict, but the tension was impossible to hide completely. One day, during a hearing, Lily surprised everyone. She spoke quietly but firmly, telling the judge she wanted to stay with me because I had always been there for her. Her words brought tears to my eyes and silence to the courtroom. Despite the emotional weight, I stayed focused on what mattered most: Lily's happiness and stability. I wasn't out to win a battle against Rachel, but to protect the life we'd built together. Her life, our daughter's life. The court's decision was complicated, but ultimately, they acknowledged my role as the primary caregiver. Rachel was granted supervised visitation, with strict conditions to ensure Lily's well-being. It wasn't the fairy tale ending I once dreamed of, but it was a step toward peace. After the trial, Rachel and I began a tentative conversation. It wasn't easy. There was hurt, anger, and mistrust, but we both wanted what was best for Lily. Slowly, we started rebuilding a new kind of relationship, one based on respect rather than resentment. Looking back, I realized that family isn't always about perfect stories or fairy tale endings. Sometimes it's about fighting through the hardest battles, forgiving the deepest wounds, and finding hope in unexpected places. My journey as a single father taught me resilience, love, and the true meaning of sacrifice. And though the road was painful, I wouldn't trade the moments I've shared with Lily for anything in the world. In the months that followed, life settled into a new rhythm. One shaped by compromise, cautious steps, and small victories. Rachel's visits became more consistent, and though the wounds from the past remained, Lily began to build a relationship with her mother. I found strength I didn't know I had, not just as a father, but as a man who refused to be broken by abandonment and betrayal. Every challenge pushed me to become better, for Lily and for myself. Rachel and I never returned to the way things were before. The trust was fractured, and some things could never be undone. But we learned to coexist, to communicate when necessary, and to put our daughter's well-being above our own pain. Looking back, I see that the hardest journeys often lead to the most unexpected growth. Raising Lily alone was both the most difficult and rewarding experience of my life. It taught me patience, sacrifice, and the meaning of unconditional love. If there's one thing I want anyone listening to remember, it's this. Family is not defined by who stays or who leaves, but by who shows up when it matters most. Sometimes, love means fighting against the odds, holding on to hope, and believing in new beginnings, even when the past tries to hold you back.